Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Lisa. And here's her story. Hey, Ollie. First and most importantly, my sincerest condolences on the loss of your mother. Despite her unthinkable actions, lies, and abrasive comments throughout your life, this time is not easy for you. I think I speak for a lot of subscribers that it would be in bad taste to just continue on and act as if nothing happened. We are with you in this, hoping you and Charlene are otherwise happy and healthy. Well, it's like I've been frozen in anger, not anger of sadness, not sadness at all. Just you're angrier and I'm madder now than I ever was, and it's distractingly angry. It's distracting how angry I am at all of it, and it's anger. I mean, it's just anger. It's worse. It's worse than it ever was. And I'm glad, and I'm glad she's gone. I'm glad I didn't have to go, and I'm glad. But I'm still angry over the entire situation. Back in May, I was in need of a vacation, which I rarely do for myself. I decided on a cabin getaway and asked a friend along who is dying from liver failure. This would be a break for me and time for us to relax and have some quality time together. It quickly turned into a nightmare. Almost right away, he became demanding and unreasonable. We've been friends for over 10 years. Until this vacation, I had only spent a few hours with him here and there over the years, either having dinner or drinks or at our favorite places. Ben always seemed to be mature together and like-minded. Our first stop was the grocery store, where I spent over $200 for a 3-day getaway. Ben has no income due to his illness, and I had no issue paying for everything. However, Ben started throwing a lot of extra items into our cart. He had a list of things he insisted he had to have due to his condition. It was a little over the top in my opinion, but it's not my diagnosis. Halfway through the store, I started saying no to items that were extravagant or packaged in big quantities that went far beyond the trip. At one point, he went to use the bathroom. I pulled stuff out of the cart and he didn't even notice. So I really don't think it was things he had to have. Ben had some lofty plans for us, including having all our meals planned. This was something we had not discussed. Part of my relaxation is grilling out and putting beautiful meals together for all to enjoy. His plan surprised me since he's very weak. I couldn't help but think how he is going to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner when he can barely blow out a candle. His situation prompted me to take it all at face value, especially since we are friends and have known him for so long. Or he's not as sick as he's been pretending to be. Or as he makes out to be. Could be a situation like meat. The only time his quote-unquote condition ever affected him was when he wanted to get out of doing something other people wanted him to do. He never had to once his condition cost him to sacrifice one fucking thing he's ever wanted to do in his life. Our first morning I'm met with a huge glass of gray goo. He made smoothies for both of us. I managed to get most of it down. It was my first and last smoothie on vacation. He took 2 sips out of his and it sat on the table until lunch. This was the tune throughout the time at the cabin. He managed to make a snack the first night, and the rest of the meals were up to me. Ben determined he was too weak to cook. However, we had bought his ingredients, so every meal was a challenge for me. Oh, I see what he did. He made it like he was going to cook, and okay. He wasn't too weak to go pick it all out, though, right? Had I done what I wanted, the whole process would have been stress-free. As an offering, he would do the dishes. The place we stayed is very nice, and you have to sign a contract. In it, you agree to no parties or pets or burning of anything in the cabin. Ben invites a friend to dinner. I hear him say, yes, you can bring your dogs. I waited till the end of the conversation. I asked if his friend is bringing his dogs, and he says yes. I said, you have to call him back and let him know he cannot bring his dogs. I asked if his friend... We later run to the convenience store, and there's a big selection of incense. Ben starts pulling sticks he likes. We meet at the counter, and I asked if he was going to burn them outside. He said no, in my bedroom at the cabin. I reminded him no burning inside. Just before dark, I see from where I'm washing dishes. Yes, Ben decided he couldn't wash dishes after all. He and his friend were gathering sticks. By this time, I was losing patience. Like, again, his condition doesn't stop him from doing anything he wants to do. Does it? Does it? There's no setup for a bonfire. So again, I break the news. This is something in the contract that we agreed we would not do. Ben gets snarky how he's been calling and texting Mary, the cabin owner. He said she knows all about me and why I'm here. She won't care if we have a little fire. Right. Pushing back, I told him the contract is in my name only, and that makes me the responsible party. No fire. Now I'm feeling like an asshole. By day 3, he called me a bitch and meant it because I wouldn't come over to watch him make his 20th gray goo in the blender. He was obsessed with the blender. Looking back, I should have Ubered him and his stuff back to his sister's and had the cabin to myself and the time left. Packing to leave, he opens the fridge and starts splitting up the leftover groceries. With a few exceptions, everything was selected by him. He went through everything. Do you want this or that? This is after he chose what he wanted. Do you have a single leftover sushi roll? No. Do you want this half-eaten by him ham sandwich? No. Do you want this ice cream? I live 2.5 hours away. No. How about this unopened almond milk? No, that's yours. I don't drink almond milk. Great, you did all his shopping for him as well. The sick narcissistic vamp, and they just suck, and by the time you realize that they're just using you, it's too late. And if you try to call them on it, then you're abusing a sick person, aren't you? The drive home is quiet. I cannot get him to his sister's quick enough. He had planned on having me drive him around downtown to help him run errands before I went home. Sorry, bud, I got a hair appointment this afternoon. I know he is a friend. I know he is dying. Right now, I don't ever care to talk to him again. Am I a terrible person? Do I owe him an explanation? No. And are you sure he's actually dying? Because my mother was dying for 33 years until she actually up and did it. Doesn't sound like he's dying. Sounds like he's only dying when it's convenient for him. His condition doesn't seem to stop him from doing anything he wants to do, does it? Does it? He's reached out to me and I don't respond. It feels like I'm just one of the many people he uses and backs off for a bit. And he uses his condition to do that. Now that he is likely burnt out others, he's ready to have me do for him again. I'm done. Ollie, am I done because I see him for what he is? Or is it that I just have less tolerance for this type of behavior? It's both. You know what the behavior is and you see it in him. It's both. I'll probably burn in hell for turning my back on him at this time in his life, but I feel it will be just more of the same. I would like your take on this. Sorry for the vent. Thanks, Lisa. Look, whether he's dying or not, he's going to use you to the end either way. But I don't think he's as sick as he makes himself out to be. His sickness doesn't seem to stop him from doing anything he wants to do. He saw the opportunity to use you to do some shopping on a vacation and then split. Doesn't stop him from doing anything he wants, huh? Ice cream, ham sandwiches, seems like almond milk, seems like he's eating pretty well. He can go around gathering sticks for a bonfire, right? You sure he's as sick? He might have something wrong with him. I don't know what the condition is. Are you sure this is what he's making it out to be? Because it sure doesn't seem like it. And I think that's what you realize. You're less tolerant of the behavior because you recognize the behavior, and now you recognize the behavior in him. Does that make you a bad person because you don't want to be used for everything he can get out of you? No. Am I a bad person for turning my back on my family? No. Because they're bad people. And he was a narcissist. He's a narcissist before he got sick. You got to remember that. The narcissist uses whatever they can to their advantage. And if that is a disease or some sign of sickness, they're going to do it. Doesn't change them. Disease or dying doesn't change them. Intensifies them. They feel it entitles them to act that way. That's the real issue. Is that when a narcissist gets sick, it even emboldens their entitlement. Now I can use this. And then when you step back and then you realize and you analyze, what does their disease really cost them from? Does it really cost them from doing anything that they want to do? No. All it means is you have to capitulate and you can't call them on it because they're sick. That's bullshit. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much, Lisa, for your contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance.